Hello, you guys. All right. My name is Crystal. You probably know me in some sort of form or way. If not, we'll be working together soon. So I am just popping in. I am going to go over briefly as in hopefully 13-ish minutes. It's just a good number. The portion control containers and the nutrition options that you have access to. I don't want to reinvent the wheel, so this isn't going to be any video that you can find on Beachbody On Demand. You'll want to go, if you do Beachbody, I'm going to show you where you can find all your separate tools that you need. So brief overview as to what this is. It is basically a portion control system. There's stuff here, where your meals throughout the day are paired together using these containers. And then these containers tell you how many of certain types of food goes in them. So green, 1 cup is for your vegetables. Purple, fruit, same, 1 cup. And then you see that we go down for your red. That's your protein, 2/3 cup or 3/4 cup. One of those two for your red. Yellow is going to be your carb. That's 1/2 cup. You can kind of see the comparison to your cup. And then we've got blue for healthy fats. Everybody gets one of these. That's your avocado. What else would be in there? Walnuts. That cheese. So actually not walnuts. Yes, walnuts. Okay. And then orange is for your seeds and dressings. So you can also put little labels on them to see them too. And the last one is going to be your teaspoon. That's for your oils and your nut butters. So you'll have access to kind of mix and match these all day. But what is most important is how to get started on this. So I definitely recommend the Nutrition Plus option within your Beachbody account. If you signed up after, let's just say, October or like August, September, October, around September, October with specific plans, and then now they're rolling it all out, you would have access to this. If not, it's just a buy-in option, and then you get access to all the videos. So for example, I don't pay monthly for the recipes anymore. I have everything that I need right in there. So I'm going to share my screen while I talk and kind of get rolling for how to get started. Share screen, go here. Let's see what you're going to see. I've got tons of tabs. Okay. All right, so this is your beachbodyondemand.com website. You can do this on your phone as well. It's just always nice to have a visual. It's nice and big here. So up at the top, you should know all of these things. I'm not going to walk you through everything, but know that your recipes are going to be like videos and fixate. It's called for the nutrition cooking channel for Ultimate Portion Fix. Okay, and the other sister nutrition plan is called 2B Mindset. That's more of a how to plate it system. Right now, I'm strictly talking about the portion control containers because this is where I like to have everybody start, and then you transition over to that if you're interested in something different. Another thing to keep in mind, any kind of restrictive type eating habits in the past, going to 2B Mindset is going to be where you want to go. We don't want you to kind of get back on that restrictive mindset if you've already had any kind of eating disorders or health issues related that way. All right, so I'm just going to pop in and I'll tell you what I'm doing. So right now I go to programs, and you can scroll down to the 3rd or 4th, there it is, and see the Nutrition Center. So I'm just scrolling down, and this first video will talk about the first 2 programs. It's like 4 minutes long. We'll talk about the only 2 programs, excuse me. And then you can see the Ultimate Portion Fix is what I'm talking about. 2B Mindset is that secondary option that is a good option if this just ultimately isn't working for you guys. If you click on this, I have access. You can see that little lock. So I'm not going to dig into this too deep because I have access and some of you may not. But I just kind of wanted to show you where you have starting here. So you've got, they'll kind of walk you through all these different videos, lessons. These are all videos, and I learned so much from these. So if you can get access to these, that is ideal because it's pretty much what I'm doing, but actually educating you on the entire system. And I'm just showing you how to implement it, how to get started so that you can kind of get out of that perfection or nothing mindset and stop being stuck. And then program materials. This is like my favorite tab, but I will pull stuff from a different program so that you all have access to it, because this is where you're going to find the daily workbook, if you're going to write that. But then most importantly is the Containers 101. So this is how we find how many containers we eat in a day, what's in a container, and so forth, whatnot. I have all these tabs open as well. But if you do not have this ultimate fix, you go back to programs, and I kickstart you all the way back to programs. My computer is not the fastest. Maybe I'll just try searching. Maybe I froze it too. So we're just going to keep moving on, and we'll see if it ever goes back. Oh, there's too many buttons. I'm looking for a 21-day fix. So Autumn is the creator of this ultimate portion fix. And so if I go to 21-day fix, which you all have access to, this is angry. I've very much angered it. All right. So if you click on 21-day fix, this is another way to get access, and how many of you might. But again, I have all these tabs open, and I'll have these links available for you as well. Starting here, we'll walk you through it and kind of take you through the process. I already have these tabs open, so you'll kind of see as you click starting here. And then if you scroll through this, it's going to basically talk about everything that I have already opened. So the containers, what they mean, and so forth. So they're each a size, a specific size. You can see the green container is your vegetables. This is going to be your list. And just kind of know staying towards the top is always the best. Those are the most nutrient dense. Going towards the bottom, comparing a cup of kale to a cup of pickles, right? One's going to have more nutrition. So staying towards the top is always ideal, but know that it's not like a requirement by any means. Just do what works for you. Your red containers, I'm talking to you guys as if you are on the regular plan. I personally do the vegan plan, and then I add in eggs. That's kind of where I'm at. And if I were to click on the vegan list, there would not be any animal products here. But for safety of just keeping it simple, your carbs, again, the carbs is kind of the most important one because that's where we kind of get us processed down here, the bagels, so forth, and whatnot. Blue container, we kind of talked about this a little bit. So it's just going to be your cheeses, cashews, nuts, so forth. And then your nut butters are down here with the teaspoons. Okay, so I just want to touch base on this. Also, if you are an Apple user and you go to the App Store, there's a Nutrition Plus app. Let me just bring out my phone and show you too. Gosh, I have so much stuff on here. So it's this one right here. It's orange. Also, this is your Beachbody On Demand app, so that I can just stream my workouts off of my phone. And that orange one is where I can go through, and kind of all of this is electronic. And so just kind of keeping you guys aware of that. Why we came here today, how to get started, calculating your containers. So I'm going to calculate mine as if I was just a regular, good old fashioned meat and potato kind of gal. I'm bringing up my calculator on my phone. Okay, so how to calculate if you're working out. So this one kind of breaks it down. Pretty much everybody I have doing a workout, whether that's a 3-week refresh or any of that stuff. Like, I like you guys to get moving. If you are doing fitness on your own, I'll show you how to, or no fitness, I'll show you how to do that as well. This one's kind of a tad different. So I'm just going to bring this one up so you guys know exactly what you're looking for. Here she is, determining your eating plan. So this page, stop it. All right. We can do this. We can do hard things. Here it is. So this page is the same as this page. I pulled this page from the Nutrition Center. Not everybody has access unless they purchased at a certain date. This is pulled from 21-day fix. Same concept, same thing. And it's kind of nice because it's all right here. So we'll work off of this 21-day fix one. Weight. So you take your weight. So let's do 165, multiply it by 11. That's going to be my caloric baseline. That is the that's 165 times 11. So 1,815. That's how many calories I need in a day to maintain exactly where I am with my weight. That's wrong. That's 1,815 calories a day for my caloric baseline. That's the calories I need to like run my organs and do all the good stuff, right? Like that pretty deep, pretty quick. Plus 400, that is my caloric base, or that's my maintenance calories. So that's 2215. So my maintenance calories, I subtract for my workout. So I take that number and I minus 750, and that brings me to my 1465. Okay. So then this calorie target is what we're looking for. So we just do simple math to get to it. Very easy. I can do it for all of you, but I'm not going to because I don't have that kind of time. So it just takes you a few seconds and a few thought processes to get through this. All right, once you get your calorie target, you can go down here and you can see your calorie target range and then plug it into where it falls. And that is your plan. Once you find your plan, we're ready to go. We're in business. So 1465 brings me right here to plan A. And you'll see that I have 4 containers of veggies I need to eat in a day, 2 fruits I need to eat in a day, 4 proteins, 2 carbs, 1 healthy fat, 1 seeds and dressings, and 3 oils and nut butters. All right, so what does that mean? That means, so for example, for breakfast, if you were to have 2 eggs, that is one of your that's one of your proteins with a side of veggies. I always put a side of veggies with my breakfast because vegetables are the hardest thing for me to consistently get throughout the day. It seems like sometimes I'll just lose them. All right, so I always put that together. Maybe you saute your egg. You will probably saute your eggs with some oil dustings or something. I would count that teaspoon for like my whole day of like doing like if you do the spray and so forth. And then if you want to either have like a side of fruit with it, or if you're siding it with toast, or you could do both as well. Or you could do avocado toast. And this is kind of what you're looking at one meal for your breakfast. What do people normally have? What's a normal breakfast? Hash browns. All right, so you're looking at your carb, your hash browns, and then your egg. 2 eggs is going to be your protein. And then what else do people have? And then normally people have toast and meat again. So they literally just have carbs on meat, carbs on meat. Cool. Okay, whatever works for you. But know that you're going to need to be putting these in throughout the whole day, which is why I always kind of recommend start your morning with a vegetable. If you're not a big veggie person, start prepping them. See what happens. Cook them in different ways. All right, I went down a rabbit hole on that one. Okay, so I don't want to talk too fast and lose you guys. So we know what our calorie target is. We know where our plan is. We have this all here. So that's just a basis to get started. So for example, if you're a phone person, using that Nutrition Plus app to kind of, it'll ask you how many containers you have of certain things, plug it in. If not, taking a notebook and just taking a pen, writing green, and then making 4 little squares, and then yellow, little squares. And then throughout the day, or you can plan ahead, which is typically what I do, you're crossing them off as you're using them so you know exactly what you have left, because at night you really don't want to have left, I don't know, avocado and dressing. I guess you could do like some kind of a sesame seed on avocado. So just kind of being proactive with what you're going to be eating. If you have questions, you feel free to reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. I want to make sure I'm sharing all the really good stuff with you. Also in that app, if you were to click on one of the containers, this food list would populate, which is one of my favorites, because sometimes I'll have a green and I'm just like, what am I going to do with this? It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm not doing it right now. And then I'll just click on that list and see that. What else am I missing? Okay, so here we have everything. Same thing, you know. So this is just out of the nutrition program that I showed you when we first started. And the nice part about that is that it comes with step-by-step videos, and it is so informational, you guys. So informational. So if you are someone who like commutes to work, or if you are in the kitchen a lot cooking, I recommend getting this access so that you can watch all those videos just in the background. I ended up doing that, and then I watched them all like 4 times because I would get sucked into it, but then I would have to like cook or something and get sucked out, and then it was just a back and forth game for me. Okay, so then this is a bigger breakdown. It's the same thing that you've seen on that other page. Okay. It's also really fun to get your significant other on board, even if they're not going to follow like it to a T, but to see where they're at. And so then they can kind of start to help you be interested in like, oh, you know, you're having, you're having chips, a carb with, salsa. If it's like a tomato sauce, that's a fruit. But if you do like just like a tomato pico, that's a vegetable. So kind of being aware of those kind of things. But you'll slowly start to learn that. When I first started, it wasn't even the containers. It was me measuring them out. So it was like I knew I needed a cup of this and a half a cup of that. So now that I have the containers, it's really been interesting to like put the quinoa in the container because it doesn't look like much. Then you pour it on the plate and you're like, oh, it does. Or I was always giving myself what I thought was a half serving of oats, and it was a full serving of oats. So that was good to know. So now I was just adding more protein to that. This is a workbook that comes if you do get access. This workbook comes into it, and that kind of, I showed you how, like the notebook idea. So this would be how you would work through the program, like every day, and just kind of keeping you accountable. So if this is how you work best, if you're one that has like a planner that works, this would probably work for you as well to add in on that, because it just talks about how you're feeling, reflection, and it's just a big picture of everything. And again, here is your snacks, your food list. So that's cool. And then I just had a couple photos here for reference. You can kind of see this is your protein. Oh, and it's as much as fits in the container as long as the lid closes. So you'd want to cut the tops of these strawberries off, put them in there, and you can see you can mix and match half blueberries, half strawberries, kind of making it fit how it works for you. And a lot of things that don't fit in here, so like a piece of toast isn't going to fit in here. It's on that food list, one slice of toast. Or for example, a banana won't fit in here. And actually something to know, like a banana, half a banana is a serving. So this is actually a half a banana versus a whole. I mean, our bananas nowadays are just ginormous, and then they're just mostly a sugary fruit, which doesn't make it worse than the other fruits, but we just need to kind of be aware and kind of more. I just wanted to show you some more photos of like what this looks like. So this is your salad, and this would be a large salad. That's your three cups right there. But if you're kind of one that does just a shake for breakfast, and then you're not getting any fruit in, you're needing to have that extra vegetables throughout the day. I feel like I'm pretty close to being done here. I hope I didn't miss on stuff. I think this went way too quickly. So 21 Day Fix is a perfect place to start. A lot of times if someone starts and they haven't had any kind of physical movement in their body, I'll send them to the 3-week yoga refresh. But if you've got some movement, I really like to get people started on 21 Day Fix, and it's kind of the first program that started with the nutrition planning as well. Something else to know too is I love to go over to this blog when I'm cooking. I go to the blog and then I type in what I have, like what I want to get rid of. So let's see, this is going to be a fun little test. Squash. Normally I do I'm specific, like you seen cauliflower rice earlier, like I do like lentils if I have a lot of lentils that I want to use up. The reason I like cooking off of this blog is because they almost always do healthy spins of it, and then also it will tell you what the containers are. So this is a spaghetti squash lasagna. You kind of see everything's in there, and then here's your container count at the bottom. So it's my favorite, not having to think about it. And then also it'll talk about the 2B mindset that I mentioned. And so just to kind of show you guys a brief second, and 2B mindset is only available if you get that nutrition support that I mentioned. But kind of the best part about that, so here what I did as well is I watched all of the Ultimate Portion Fix. This is kind of what I've been doing for the past couple years. And then 2B mindset was always just an interest. So I just watched all the videos and educated myself that way too. And it's just a really fun way to kind of learn more about what you're putting in your body, what certain foods are, what help you with and for, so forth. What else to know? Oh, the other questions that I get a lot are, where do I count my almond milk or my milk mixers? So I believe, I know almond milk, the 8 ounces a day is free with your shake. And I am not sure about the dairy milk option. So I will need to get back to you on that if you're wondering about that. I believe, I would guess that the dairy milk would be, I would guess a yellow. And then 2, wine and such. If you're going to have wine at night, kind of planning for that. So saving one of your yellows for your wine. And if you ever have questions and you don't know what it is, I kind of go down this hole of so what is kombucha? I've never done this before, so I don't know if this is going to work, but I've done it for other things. And I also know the answer, so she'll talk about it in that one. Is milk allowed on 21 Day Fix? Okay, so here's your milk option. 1 yellow and a half teaspoon is milk. Are you guys going to give me kombucha, or am I just going to have to tell my people? right here. 12 ounces of kombucha counts as 1 yellow in the beverage system. So that's your yellow. Again, like I mentioned, that glass of wine is also a yellow. Typically, it's just a carb. It's just a cover here because that's going to be your highest calories, but with minimal nutrition support. All right, so I am going down a rabbit hole, so I'm going to leave you guys here with that. There it is. So I'm going to leave you guys there with that. Work through this stuff. Let me know if you have questions. I'm trying to think of anything else. I think that's all you need to be successful. And like it really is way more simple than you think. Don't get overwhelmed and caught up in this stuff, you guys. It took me a long time to start getting comfortable, and then also just to kind of keep like measuring out what a cup of vegetables looks like. I'm like, okay, I know what it is, and I would like test myself and put it back in. I'm like, still wrong. You know, like it takes time. So super jacked that you guys are like jumping in on this, because the more of us together, the easier it gets. One, accountability, and two, we can ask each other questions. So let me know when you get started and kind of what your favorite thing is then to cook in this. So talk to you soon. Bye.